So you want to start by getting a pair of red pants, the same shade of red as the shirt if possible. And then you just want to cut some long panels of red vinyl, long enough to go down to about the knee. You want to make sure that covers the knee. And then you take the panels and flip them upside down, and just put a little bit of hot glue along the edges. And then fold the edges down to give them a nice crisp look from the front side. You'll do that to the other two sides as well, just like that. You can leave the bottom open because that'll be hidden in the boots. So then flip it back right side over and down where the knee will be. You just want to bunch up the fabric and make some long slits in them, just like you did for the elbows on the shirt. So you'll make 4 of those. Then take them back over to your pants. Then you'll just put hot glue on the back side. And then just glue those right to the pants, and you do that all the way down the strip, but stop when you get to just above the knee slits. So then cut yourself a piece of black fabric. I'm using some fake black leather. You want it to be just big enough to cover up those 4 slits that you made. And then run a line of glue all the way around the slits. You don't want to go right over the slits, you just want to do the outround of them. And then stick your fabric on there so that when you move the slits, you can see the black fabric underneath. And then you'll just glue down the rest of that flap onto the legs of the pants. So on the back side you do the same thing, except that the slits are up at the top, and then down at the bottom there are no slits because these are the back sides of the knees. So you can see the front, and then there's the back. And so then you're just going to get some gold cording, and you're going to run it kind of a zigzag lightning bolt shape all the way down to where the knee starts, and you'll cut it off above the knee. You're going to have to sew this on because the hot glue doesn't stick to the vinyl very well. So what you do is you just run 1 stitch through the cord and then tie it off on the back side. And then you move down a few more inches and sew another stitch and tie the cord off on the back side. You got about 3-inch intervals all the way down until you have the entire cord sewed on. So for the belt, you want to cut yourself this shape out of some red vinyl, and then you'll cut the same shape out of some 3mm craft foam, but make it slightly smaller than the fabric. So flip the fabric on the back side, and you'll just end up hot gluing the craft foam right into the center, and then you'll fold all the edges of the vinyl up around it. And it helps if you cut a slit in the middle so that you can fold the edges more easily. So just hot glue the foam right into the center, and then put your glue all along the edges and fold it right over. Do that all the way around, just like that. So it looks nice and crisp on the front side. So you'll cut another piece of the exact same shape, but before you put this one on the vinyl, you want to sew a snap onto one side of it. I'm sorry I'm so far off camera here, but this will, if you sew the snap on first, then when you go to put it on the vinyl will cover up all the sewing lines. So there it is, once it's covered with the vinyl, and you can't see any stitches. So there's the piece with the snap, and then there's the first piece. So then you'll cut 2 pieces shaped like this. Basically they're rectangles with a little bit sticking out on the bottom and then a little bit indented on the top. These will be the sides of the belt. You just fold the edges under about 1/4 inch all the way around. You can either sew them under or hot glue them under, just like you did with the other pieces. So once you've got those turned under, take the piece that has the snap on it and you just want to line it up, and then you'll sew a snap right onto one of those little rectangular pieces that you just finished hot gluing the edges under. You'll just sew the snap onto that. Make sure it's in line with the snap on the first piece that you made on the V. And then once you get the snap sewn on, it'll connect to the other one. So then on taking the second V, you'll just put the 2 rectangles under the edges, and then you'll drill a hole right through the 2 pieces. And then take a gold paper fastener, push it through the hole, and spread the tails out on the back side. The reason you do this is because glue doesn't stick to vinyl that well, so this is how you'll keep the pieces of the belt together. And then you'll do the same thing with the other V, pushing it through both layers. And then over on the side with the snap, you want to put in another paper fastener to make it look the same, but you won't go through 2 layers because you want to be able to separate the belt, so it'll only go through the 1 layer, so that way you can just pull it around and fasten it with the snap, and you got your 2 paper fasteners to make it look even. So next, get yourself some gold foil fabric and flip it gold side down. Then cut yourself some lightning bolts out of 3mm craft foam. You want to cut 4 of them, and you'll flip them so that you've got 2 going each direction. You just hot glue those in place right on the back side of the gold fabric. And then you'll just cut out all those pieces, cutting the gold as close to the edge of the foam as possible. So you should have 4 of these. And then you'll just drill a hole through the center of each one of those, and then right through the red belt on the back side, and run a paper fastener through that and spread out the tails. And you'll do that to all 4 lightning bolts.